Guys. Good evening. Yes, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa extends olive branch to other party members after he was declared the winner of the APC gubernatorial primary election. He is the authentic APC governorship candidate for the Ondo State governorship election. Good afternoon and welcome to Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I remain Martin Efan Shuku, AKC. In his acceptance speech, Governor Ayedatiwa thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the role he played in the party to ensure a safe election. He asked other contestants to join him to bring victory to the APC come the election. Some political actors, in other developments, have described a bidding arrest by the former Kogi State Governor as a crime. A lot is going on in our political space this afternoon, but let me bring you up to speed on the happenings. The headlines. On our headlines this afternoon, Clark Aburine urged federal government Anambra to immortalize Ezipe. Lawyer explains suit against Army as Delta government seeks return of Okuama citizens. Uniben violence. Abata visits victims, advocates a peaceful discourse. Bandits kill 6 soldiers, 2 vigilantes in Niger, civilians in Zamfara, Sokoto. Northern elders are not burdens. Paperweights, Marafa counters Matawali. It's a shame terrorists held hostages for months. Human Rights Writers Association tells Ribadu. Nnamdi Kanu denies giving conditions for trial. Condemnations trail Ondo APC Guba primaries. Army vows revenge after terrorists kill 6 soldiers. Now, details. Remember that you can become part of the conversation on political views via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08096661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as well live at Ebon at the 103.5 FM. And the first story we have for you on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebon at the 103.5 FM is Clark Aburine urge the federal government Anambra to immortalize Ezife. Elder statesman and leader of Pan Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, Edwin Clark, has made a case to the federal government and the Anambra state governments for the immortalization of the late former governor of Anambra State, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezife, who was buried at his country home in Ubuku, Agwata local council area of Anambra at the weekend. Clark tasked the federal government to ensure that the ideals and principles of the late former governor are not swept under the carpet, but celebrated for the benefit and emulation of generations yet unborn. Specifically, the PANDEF leader tasked Governor Chukwuma Soludo to immortalize the late Ezife by naming a major road or street in the state capital after him. Speaking on the sideline of the funeral of the late former governor, Clark, who was represented by the Bayelsa deputy governor, God knows Igali, commended the governor for giving a state funeral to honor the deceased. He said Ezife played a major role in the economic planning of Nigeria. He stood for certain ideas, unity, and indivisibility of this country, as well as ensure application of equity, fairness, and justice in the country, built in such a way that every child of Nigeria origin can move freely to any part of the country and live peacefully without fear, he stated. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, lawyer explains a suit against Army as Delta government seeks a return of Okuama citizens. Delta State Governor Sheriff Oboroweri has urged the military authorities to demobilize from Okuama community so that the indigenes can return and allow rehabilitation to commence. This is as the led council who instituted a 200 billion naira suit against the Nigerian Army, Malcolm Omobo, at the weekend clarified that he is a counsel and not a party in the fundamental rights case instituted at the Federal High Court, Warri, Delta State. He said that the case was filed after being briefed by residents of Okuama community that the clarification was necessary to clear the impression created on the subject matter. Oborowori, who visited the sacked community for the first time on Saturday since March 14th, when 17 soldiers were killed, said that the stage is now set for rehabilitation. He said, "It is with a heavy heart that I visited the troubled Okuama community today for a first-hand assessment of the situation on the ground. Agreeably, a lot has taken place since the sad and tragic incident occurred, which claimed the lives of 4 officers and 13 men of the military. The stage now is the rehabilitation and return of innocent citizens who fled the community in the wake of the horrendous incident." Meanwhile, the concerned Ijaw citizen, CIC, has expressed worry over a string of sponsored and unwarranted attacks and a well-orchestrated campaign of calumny against the Nigerian military leadership on the Okuama crisis. The group, in an open letter to President Bola Tinubu, jointly coordinator, Shega manager, and publicity secretary, and Andrew E. Elijah, said that he has uncovered a string of sponsored and unwarranted attacks and a well-orchestrated campaign of calumny by a section of the media to discredit the Nigerian military on the Okuama crisis. It is stated that the aim was to blackmail the armed forces with deliberate falsehood and unfounded stories as a ploy to demand for the removal of the service chiefs. While commending the level of professionalism of the military in handling the crisis, the group urged the military command not to be blackmailed to abandoning their professional duties. The group stated that the Okoloba people believe in peaceful means to end the conflict and agreed to submit themselves to the military board of inquiry. Yes, the next story we have for you this afternoon. Uniben violence. Abata visit victim. Advocates a peaceful discourse. The Edo State Labour Party governorship candidate in the September 21st gubernatorial election, Olumide Abata, yesterday visited Dr. Presley Osenwigbe, who was injured when students attacked the hall when the University of Benin Staff Club hosted the Labour Party candidate on April 12th. Recall that Abata, while on an interactive session, was violently interrupted by the student union government executive, which caused a crisis within the school premises. The lecturer sustained injuries and later received treatment at an undisclosed hospital in Benin. Abata also debunked allegations that his security personnel shot a student of the institution, insisting that nothing like that happened. He accused a top government official of masterminding the attack. Abata said, "I made it a priority to visit the University of Benin lecturer who was injured in a senseless act of violence at the Uniben Staff Club, Dr. Presley Ozenwingbe. Hearing his first-hand account of the gory details was both heartbreaking and eye-opening. As I interacted with him and his family, offering prayers for his recovery, I was reminded of the profound impact such incidents have on individuals and their loved ones. It is a stark reminder that we must work tirelessly to promote peace, respect, and understanding. While the investigation continues, I remain committed to cooperating fully and supporting efforts towards a just and equitable resolution. This unfortunate incident has only strengthened my resolve to advocate peaceful discourse and open communication, where differences are resolved through constructive dialogue, not violence, he stated. Meanwhile, the executives of the All Progressive Congress APC in the South have issued a warning signal to other political parties in Edo State, threatening to take back power in the forthcoming governorship election in the state. Still on the stories making rounds our political space this afternoon, but bordering on insecurity. Bandits kill 6 soldiers, 2 vigilantes in Niger, civilians in Zamfara, Sokoto. Bandits have killed 6 soldiers, including a caption in an ambush. Army spokesman Major General Onyema Nwachukwu said the troops fought gallantly and eliminated several terrorists too. According to him, troops of 1 Division Nigerian Army deployed at Alawa and Erena were on a fighting patrol to Karaka village in Chiroro, Laku Council of Niger State, had an encounter in ambush staged by terrorists on April 19, 2024. He said troops gallantly fought through the ambush and eliminated several of the terrorists as well as captured some of their equipment. Sadly, the troops suffered a temporary setback as 6 personnel comprising 2 officers commanding GOC 1 Division and Commander Operation Will Punch of the Chief of Army Staff sympathized with the bereaved families and promised them that the unfortunate setback will be avenged by the troops. The terrorists reportedly killed 2 vigilant operatives and abducted an army captain in Karaga and Rumens communities in Shiroro. The newsmen learned that the soldiers had left their camps at Alawa and Erena to respond to a distress call when the terrorists ambushed them at a rural village. The bandits were also said to have killed a hunter and 2 farmers as well as burnt houses, food banks, and motorcycles. Bandits killed 2 peace negotiators, 1 woman, and children in Jinda Sale, Esa local council of Sokoto State. Also, in a related development, at least 3 civilians were killed and 3 others injured after they were hit by stray bullets during a gun battle between troops of Operation Hadarin Daji and the bandits who attacked T-Safe town yesterday. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, Northern Elders, not burdens, paperweights. Marafa counters Matawale, the coordinator of the Tinubu Shetima 2023 presidential campaign in Zamfara State and APC chieftain, Senator Kabiru Marafa, has countered the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Muhammad Matawale, stating that Northern Elders are neither a burden nor paperweights. The minister had, in a statement titled Tinubu Presidency, Northern Elders Forum, a political burden to the North. They do not speak for the region. Described the Northern Elders as a paperweight and a burden. In a statement in Gazua on Sunday, Marafa said rather than negatively portraying the Northern Elders, Matawale should have listed the achievements, programs, and policies of President Bola Tinubu in the North and the country as a whole in the first 10 months of the administration. He said, calling the elders of the region, which has and gave the highest number of votes to ensure victory of the Tinubu presidency, was counterproductive and a great disservice to the president, who is working tirelessly towards addressing the numerous challenges facing all segments and sectors of the country, among them terrorism, insurgency, economic and financial malfeasance, and infrastructural decay, to list a few. Marafa, who represented Zamfara Central Senatorial Zone 2011 to 2019, called on the minister to withdraw the offensive statement and tender, without delay, an unreserved apology to Northern Elders and Northerners in general. Meanwhile, the Northern Stakeholders Consultative Forum on Sunday made bold accusations against Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, claiming that he has been operating as a mole within the office of the Vice President with the intention of undermining the government of President Tinubu. In a statement issued by the NSCF spokesperson Daniel Yakubu, it was alleged that Ahmed has a history of working for the opposition People's Democratic Party in opposition to ideals of Tinubu. The group challenged Ahmed to openly voice his support for the All Progressive Congress to prove his loyalty to the governing party. Still on our political space this afternoon, it's a shame terrorists held hostages for months. Human Rights Writers Association tells Ribadu. Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria has stated that the National Security Advisor to the President, Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, should be ashamed that the hostages spent 7 months in the forest with terrorists. Human Rights Writers Association played Ribadu for praising himself and security forces for rescuing 22 abducted students of the Federal University in Gazwa in Zamfara State after spending months in captivity. The rights group said if it were in civilized and advanced democracies, Ribadu and the service chiefs would have voluntarily resigned for heading security architecture that lacked the competencies to confront agents of destabilization and insecurity, threatening national insecurity and sowing fear and lawlessness in the country. Human Rights Writers Association said it is an unmitigated act of lack of shame that in a time that terrorists, kidnappers, armed militants, and Fulani terrorists are emboldened to go on unleashing devastating violence all around the country. One of the key figures at the command position of the armed security services is rather celebrating the rescue, or was it a release of some Nigerian students abducted by terrorists and detained as hostages for a whole 7 months. Nigerians should indeed be concerned about the total lack of a sense of remorse and shame on the part of security chiefs whose agencies have allowed terrorists to kill Nigerians at will and kidnap hundreds of citizens for payments of billions of ransom, he stated. Still on the stories making rounds at political space this afternoon, Nnamdi Kanu denies giving conditions for trial. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, who has been standing trial on various charges, has debunked the media reports and insinuations that he dictated to the court the conditions on which to continue his trial. His lead lawyer, Aloy Jimako, clarified this at the weekend in a statement marked Corrigendum. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never gave any conditions for his trial, as some media outlets had reported. Ijimako stated that his reaction was a sequel to media publications purporting that at last the hearing of his case on April 17, 2024, Kanu had given conditions for his trial, describing any such publication, regardless of how well intentioned, as misleading. Ijmako stated that the main issue during the last court hearing of Kanu's matter was their application to have Kanu's bail reinstated in line with the clear and unequivocal pronouncement of the Supreme Court in its judgment of December 15th, 2023. Ijmako said the kernel of our argument for bail restoration pivots on the determination made by the Supreme Court to effect that Kanu's bail was revoked in error based on the misrepresentation of false premises that he had jumped bail, of which the Supreme Court made a finding that he did not. According to the lawyer who referred to some sections of the Supreme Court judgment, the respondent, Kanu, was on bail, therefore in the custody of the law, when his home was illegally invaded by heavily armed military officers, causing him to flee from his home and the country to secure his life in the face of such an attack. It was responsible for him to flee to secure his life and physical well-being. That is what any normal and reasonable human being would do in that circumstance to preserve his life and physical well-being. It is glaring that the consequences of that attack were intended or foreseeable. That this is not arguable. The respondent did not intentionally and knowingly fail to appear in court. Ejimako stated. And the next story we have for you this morning: condemnations trail Undo APC Guba primaries. Controversies and condemnations yesterday trailed the conduct of the All Progressive Congress APC governorship primaries in the 203 political wards of the state. Some governorship aspirants who frowned on how the primaries were superintended by the Primary Election Committee described the election as a sham, following widespread discrepancies as well as violence in some of the wards. However, as of press time, the committee was yet to officially announce the result of the primaries that had 171,922 members of the party revalidated as bona fide voters. On Saturday, the primaries were characterized by non-arrival of election materials in most parts of the world, as well as thugs having a field day during the exercise. Following the development, the election was declared inconclusive by the committee over the non-arrival of materials in the 13 wards of Okitipupa local council, a situation that prompted the committee to reschedule the primary for Sunday in the affected wards, describing the shadow election as a sham that must not be allowed to stand. Some members of the party that protested against the committee of the primary election called for the suspension of Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo, who doubled as the chairman of the committee. The protesters who barricaded the secretariat of the party and stopped vehicular movement on the popular Oba Adesida Oyemekun Road said that the APC wanted to set the state on fire. The protesters, who were supporters of Olusola Oke, Wale Akinteremwa, and Jimmy Odimayo, armed with placards of various inscriptions such as "No election in Ondo," APC primary electoral officers failed to show up in all wards in Ondo State. "We demand fairness and justice in the APC primary election in Ondo," said that the process had been predetermined with the result written to favor the preferred aspirant. Adeniran Oyebade, who spoke on behalf of the protesters, said, "We are protesting against our mandate that was stolen. It was a broad daylight robbery, a monumental disaster. APC delegated some people to Ondo State to conduct the primary. Apparently, that was never done. They remained in Akure and started writing results. They wrote down the result of 203 wards all across Ondo State, taking the mandate of the people into their own hands." And the next story we have for you this afternoon: ex-Governor Bello, EFCC awaits court's ruling on arraignment. The EFCC is seeking to arraign Bello over alleged 80.2 billion naira fraud while in office as governor. Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court, Abuja, is expected to deliver his ruling today on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission application seeking the order of court to effect substituted service of charge on former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. The EFCC is seeking to arraign Bello over alleged 80.2 billion naira fraud while in office as governor. Justice Isa Abdullahi of the Kogi State High Court had on February 9, 2024, given an interim order restraining the commission from taking any action against Bello pending the determination of the substantive matter. The EFCC later approached the Court of Appeal on March 11, 2024, asking the appellant court to set aside the interim restraining order The FCC further informed the appellant court that the lower court lacked the jurisdiction to assist Bello to escape the deserved vengeance of the law. It added that Bello could not use the lower court to escape invitation, investigation, and possible prosecution. The EFCC said whatever orders made when the court lacks a jurisdiction are null and void orders. We, therefore, must respectively urge this court to allow this appeal and to set aside the interim orders made by the trial court on February 9th, 2024 in the interest of justice. But the hearing of EFCC appeal over the interim order will also face a fierce legal argument as the Kogi High Court last Wednesday delivered its substantive judgment in the matter and directed the Commission to seek the leave of the Court of Appeal before taking further action against Bello. Justice Abdullahi of the Kogi High Court's order held, looking at the orders as sought by the applicant, I am inclined to grant them subject to some alteration, which, in my view, will meet the justice of this case in the following terms. An order is hereby granted enforcing the fundamental rights of applicant to liberty and freedom of movement and fair hearing by restraining the respondent by themselves, their agents, service, or their agents, servants, or previes from continuing to harass, threaten to arrest or detain, or in any manner whatsoever arresting, detaining, or prosecuting the applicant on the basis of the criminal charges now pending before the Federal High Court Abuja, to wit charge number FHC ABJ CR 550/2022 between FRN versus Ali Bello and Ano, without prejudice to the power of the said Federal High Court to make an order as it may deem just in the determination of the rights of applicants and the respondent as may be submitted to her for consideration and determination. And the last story we have for you this afternoon, before you can call in and tell us what you think of all of this, is a new Nigeria possible with the right leaders in government, Obi tells the diaspora Nigerians. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has restated that the hope for a new Nigeria is much possible if the right leaders are recruited at all levels of government. Obi spoke yesterday in West Orange, New Jersey, USA, at the Niger We Can Town Hall event, where he used the opportunity to thank various US-based Nigerians who supported his candidacy during the 2023 general elections. The evening, titled Appreciation Town Hall, a conversation with Peter Obi, was marked by impassioned discussions, visionary insights, and a resounding call to action by Niger We Can leadership for a brighter future for Nigeria. A statement from the organizer said Obi made it clear that though the elections and campaign were over, discussions on nation building must continue. He offered high insights into the current challenges facing Nigeria and discussed how some of them can be addressed, as well as the vital role of the diaspora community in shaping Nigeria's future. He said Nigerians can overcome current challenges, embrace opportunities, and create a nation where every citizen thrives. He added that Dr. Nexus C and the Niger We Can team from NYC, New York City, NJ, epitomize the power of community and solidarity in driving meaningful transformation. As we embark on the journey ahead, let us carry with us the lessons learned, the bonds forged, and the unwavering resolve to bring a brighter future for Nigeria. Together, we can overcome challenges, embrace opportunities, and create a nation where every citizen thrives. Thank you for your unwavering support, and let us continue to move forward with courage, compassion, and hope, Mr. Obi stated. Niger We Can is a first of its kind non-profit Nigerian focused 527 US political organization founded by the US based Nigerian professionals. Even with the protests, in Ondo State, Governor Ayedatiwa remains the governorship candidate of the APC in the state. There you have it. A lot is happening. You'll remember that Governor Ayedatiwa extends olive branch to other party members after he was declared the winner of the gubernatorial primary election of APC. But you remember also that Governor Soludo and President federal government have been asked to immortalize Ezife. This request is being made by Clark, the leader of PANDEF, Pan Niger Delta Forum, Edwin Clark, and he made the case to federal government and Anambra State government for the immortalization of the late former governor of Anambra State, Dr. Chukwemeka Ezife, who was buried at his country home in Uiwu. And one of the things that they are demanding now is that maybe the governor of Anambra State should name a street or a road after the ex-governor, in order to immortalize him, most especially in the capital city of Anambra State, Oka. A lot is happening. We need to know your thoughts in this. And you also remember that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, said that he did not give any conditions for his trial. So we need to hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this amidst the call of people asking for, Justice Binta Nyako to vacate that particular case? He's saying that he never demanded for that. We need to hear from you now. The numbers you call and then you become part of the conversation remains 07034 or 07045592210. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome, sir. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm very, very fine.
Okay. Your name and location, please.
Someone is crossing around that place.
You said?
Someone is crossing around that place.
Somewhat is blocking your...
What I feel is that it's raining.
Okay.
It's not on that period.
It's drizzling.
I'm calling from Ojumele.
Okay, Obosi. So please, go on now. What do you have to say about our discussion this afternoon?
About what?
We are talking political views, my brother.
Okay. Yes, concerning Nnamdi Kanu
Okay.
and the condition, they're claiming that he's stable.
Yeah.
I don't know something you remember of what Lincoln saying about his case with Nigerian government. It is the only thing that Nnamdi Kanu is command one. He tries to let the court look into the judgment of the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court still hold also the condition that the term of Nnamdi Kanu is not supposed to be revoked.
Okay.
And that what do they call it? When somebody is violating the court order, that Nnamdi Kanu is not
a fugitive, like the way it is being perceived.
It's not unfair, yes.
Okay.
They say that Nnamdi Kanu is unfair. But the court say that Nnamdi Kanu is not unfair. And then the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Because of what happened at the time then, they look at it and say that it's not unfair. And then secondly, what Nnamdi Kanu is saying is that they should give access to the lawyer.
Yeah.
That the function of the DSS is no longer completely for him, because whenever the lawyer comes to him, for them to discuss about the case, as a result of the DSS found on surveillance camera.
And the operatives are also interfering with his discussion with the lawyers.
Yes.
Okay.
They will not be able to discuss anything because they are being monitored.
Okay.
So now they can say that they should transfer him to prison or they give them
house arrest.
House arrest.
Okay.
So I think all this demand is not trying to point out that it's giving condition for his trial. Only that Nigeria, especially Nigerian journalists, they are always like to use issues in order to do it at the year, several years, short stories on your ears.
Okay, but you also remember that the barrister Aloy Jimako also said that the people writing the story means well, but in some kind of way, they like some things were misquoted, but the demands are still there. Maybe the person who is writing it became a little bit sentimental in what he wrote, yeah, at the time, but he means well.
That's what I'm trying to point out.
Yeah.
Because if they want to write it as it's supposed, maybe it will not make meaning to some people. So, but when they write it and put sentiment into it, what the people see is they will try to run the newspaper. Due to that.
Yeah.
So that is what happened in this case. Now the canon is not making a new demand about the judgment of the Supreme Court that is bringing up in the lower court.
Okay.
And also, it's supposed to embrace properly, but this case of the canon should not be toyed with. I don't know the reason why the two lawyers that is formally in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, I need to document and define it also. I don't know the reason why they backed down for that case.
They were dropped. According to Nnamdi Kanu, he announced this once.
As a result of the judgment of Supreme Court and the entire IPOB which they are working for. The IPOB which that contracted Ifeanyi Ejiofor and the man is government. If you look at it, that is my estimation right now.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling us. Who allowed us to come in now. Thank you so much, my brother. We've gotten your point. Thank you. Yes, let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all that is going on in our political space this afternoon? Hello. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, my brother. Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Jimana. I'm calling from.
Please go on, sir.
I want to start from the Okwam
killing.
Okay. Do you hear that another soldier was killed in Niger State?
Yes, in Niger State. Yeah.
And I don't think that there's any house that's one day. I want to bring this to notice of our brothers here in South, and all themselves Niger or South. That if you are discriminating these South people, this man is not my brother. Igbo is Geminian. They people want to need a warrior. Look, Nigeria know how fast Igbo, Yoruba. As long as they're not from Yoruba, they're not from North,
Okay.
Why am I saying this? I don't know. Have you?
No, I'm coming. I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm only trying to get you to say it right. That it is not for everybody. It's not everybody that does that. It's not everybody that categorizes everybody like that. But you say some people. And that's the thing. I'm just trying to get you to say it right. But continue, please.
I've been there so many years.
Yeah.
My email level from there, the man gets out from there. The man from there.
Okay.
They call him and he doesn't get problems. He big friends out of him. He's a young man with the Cameroon wife. So I know what I'm talking. Yes. Have you come across the video of this Okwama monarch where he's crying like a baby? Have you come across it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you may search for it.
Okay, I'll try and see.
I want to ask this thing. Do you know that in 2022, before the election around Ember month, do you know that the one of monarch in Zamfara State, somebody kind of capture where he has been somebody one Boko Haram terrorist? Do you hear that one before?
But was I think he got into trouble with the state government at the time, and it was later resolved at the time. Yeah.
He was just asked some questions. The man is moving here. Our brother is here in Zamfara State. And he said something. When a fowl or a bird feels somewhere they are killing fowl and it's flapping, one day that one will come. let Southern Nigeria come together. When I mean Southern Nigeria, I mean Southern, that's the former Eastern region. Because what is going on here, you know that this thing happened in North, I think you know that this thing happened. And the soldiers went to Gaza to search for the people that done that. Why in the houses of these people in the Hukwa market? After you are searching for those people, why? That's why they destroy houses. Which means you know that the people that did this is not just Hukwa market. That's why destroy the houses. And I was laughing when I saw Governor Shiri Fogori when he stand there one beautiful church premise, they start teaching. They talk everybody nothing happened here. Everybody says
No, I think you got it wrong because right now Governor Borowori is asking the military to now vacate the place so that there will be the process of rehabilitation. The process of rehabilitation will not start. That day, yes, okay.
When he was there, I saw him, not by news. He was there telling the people that no decision was touched. Nobody was touched. Everybody should come and do something. All these government will call our government before the soldiers intervention of soldiers for that to come. What was the meeting of the governor of Delta State? Was the governor go there to settle that matter before the soldiers come? Don't you think that black dispute or community problem, the federal that you get there to go settle them, don't we have a civil defense?
But in this case, soldiers were killed in the process. The soldiers were the ones settling it at the time.
Yes. And then what you say is, let me go to Kogi State.
Okay, we'll wrap it up here now so that we allow others to come in. No, your time elapsed. A minute ago. Please, call back. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello. Hello. Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome. Please go on, sir.
Yes. The Nigeria got the mama over there where I see that.
Yes.
Go. And my baby, I get it.
Where from?
Yes, man, I go back the right leader. From my own calculation and from calculation of the people that are on ground, that know what happened during his 8 years in office in Anambra State. And we're not even count him as if we have a first 11 and second 11. I think he will be at 111.
Okay.
Because he's not even near what of those people that is within Nigeria citizens to have as their leaders. And I have a lot of reasons to back up my argument.
Yeah.
I'm yes. But he is going to 1 years in Anambra State to the Anaraba. This is going to also they make both. So two leaders they are normal. After the election, local government election for 3 months ago in December 2013 for conduct to election after every year that day.
Okay. Now, the statement you made about the fact that now also on the law is in also on the legacy, maybe Osbo, you exaggerated a little bit when it comes to that one. We can go on a couple of years later now. Or does it? But we can't hear you anymore because the network have taken it away. But please call back. We need to have this conversation with you right about now. Now the numbers once again remains 07034 459334. Let's hear from you now. Hello. Yes. Good afternoon. Your name and please put off your radio set. Put it off. Have you done that? Okay, please call us back. We need to hear from you. Let's hear from you right now. When you call, please put off your radio set so that we hear you when we have this conversation. Let's hear from you what you have to say about all that is going on in our political space. Hello. Hello?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. Please. Uh,
Yes,
remind the audience of your name and then you go on, sir.
yes. Yes, we call it from Oka.
Please go on, sir.
I was seeing a book after Campo from
Yes, I was saying that you exaggerated a little bit when it comes to Isina, also on the Ologasi, maybe Ozubo Ozubo. So when you say Ozubo Ozubo, you exaggerated. That's what I'm saying.
yes, and around Oka,
Mm,
I can count many of them.
okay.
Maybe Ozubo, even under his administration, particularly those roads we are blocked up and dualized twice. So we are commissioned, we are what do they call it? The road was kind of awarded twice under his regime.
Okay,
And
to
the
to
soil,
different contractors. To different contractors.
the different contractors, I can count those roads for you, I can mention those roads for you.
Okay,
No
but please.
times under one certain regime, under
Mm,
APA, the road was awarded and it is twice. So, hello.
okay, yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, yes, yes. There's really, can do social amenities and can do somebody able to defend. Because I'm really, can somebody provide for 80 years or George. Now, the rule is really. Then, again, in terms of the election, because those elections, those equal three elections, are really mud out, very mud out. Local government elections up and down for every year that day. Then, in a new in particular, Labour Party won that election. One local government election, they new winners. Africa government goes to an accord, the council order the election. The media become an election again. Labour Party win or nullify the election. Then, let us deal with the full administrator. So, the record junior. Understand?
Okay.
Then, 2011, when was senatorial election and the contest against Dorat Yellow. That election, they were runoff. Then they made the runoff. There was a special conduct for the returning officer, conduct for that election. Go through this thing because everything in Naval is something other than the papers of those days. See them. I did not appreciate whatever I'm saying here.
Okay.
The man told Nigerians, the whole world, that he was being threatened. He was approached. He called the name of the governor. He tried to bribe him with 20 million naira. He will send his son to abroad. He will build a duplex for him, provided he will announce that the result in terms of the raspberry against Chris whatever. It was all over the paper, double and see.
Okay. So, let's not just dwell in the past. Your point now about the fact that he's telling the Nigerians in diaspora that good leaders is what we need now. Or your point now on that. So let's not just dwell on the past.
No,
Yes, you've given a few, and these ones are strong enough. You can now make your case on that issue.
the point, they don't accountable if I continue. Time will not permit me.
Okay.
So, of 7 years to when you go to as far as people for some wife and I call a number of cases in concern. They are talking about the am I still on?
Yeah, you are on, sir. Continue.
Yes, the EFCC, as far as what I'm seeing is concerned, join the you were to win them in court. What you got to even make Nokia from the honor or court process technicality.
Mm.
The term to none become. I think Supreme Court acknowledged that the way this was to again in Nigeria was solved.
Okay.
Appeal for the discharge, they are doing so that the process is going to be here. Because you might rather die for about the number that EFCC has. The fact that appears to other order. See, that this was not prosecuted for now.
Okay.
For fundamental rights here.
Mm.
Understand? They are not protected that order. Yes, but even CNCC, another point that you see themselves on you. You went to appeal court and appeal. You tell only appeal court to go to today and appeal court that was today the law so they do not even look at the matter. You cannot look at that appeal court and because nullify because of the because not higher court because you need anything against high court. Which is appeal court. Then you get the dog is on there. And over this trial is so properly. What you will see is that will be talking about that now. Now, as far as this thing that was going on, that they wanted to arrest him was concerned, you will be saying that my fundamental rights and they have defended my character. So therefore, I will be giving maybe 100 billion for all this embarrassment and all that.
Okay. As damages based on the fact that he was also declared wanted at a time too.
Yeah. Okay. So I knew what about
okay, no problem. We'll continue this conversation. We'll continue, but we'll allow others to come in. But when you return, we'll continue.
I'm trying to say that in fact they want to give him a all this for drama.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us again. Thank you so much. Let's hear from others now. What do you have to say about all that is going on in our political space? Remember that we're also talking about Nnamdi Kanu and the fact that he said that he did not make any demands. He did not, give an order that he won't stand for his trial if demands are not met. But let's hear from you. What are you saying now? Hello? Yes. Welcome, my brother. Hello? Welcome. Your name and location, please. Okay, please go on, sir.
Sir,
okay, can you be far?
Our Igbo.
Okay.
I think the spirit of our Igbo people. We always like to show off as if we are the greatest. And
but let it be also related to hearing about politics itself, political views, what is going on. But continue, please.
I'm Madam.
Okay.
I have a life if I happen I carry love.
Okay.
This program, I know the program is meant for those people that need or other people. But not our own people for some have a call with their mind. People that if you don't do the grammar, I can teach you grammatical sentence. If you don't do grammar.
I'm coming. It is the person's choice. Okay. It is totally his choice. I am all us you too. Once we are communicating that we get something from what he's saying. That's it. You ought to go. We are not here for English classes for anything. No, onya has choice. All right, credit here where that's the thing. Whatever we get out of it. Onye akpọ kịta asị na patwa ka ọ ga-asụ ọ na-asụ dị abụ patwa mana anyị na-enweta ife anyị need inweta from him na-enwe communication. That's it. Onwe ya ọzọ. Okay, please continue, sir.
Onye na-atụ aka maka Peter Obi n'obodo Anambra State o wee gaba the national level. The person is making a very big mistake.
Okay.
Because this mental maturity as a human being, and they grow and grow. When mother that was that the owner has been not all that. Let's just take it as it will be with it as a father, no mistake. For now, I did and he was not opportunity to go for the state again. Then he decided to correct all the mistakes in the national level.
Okay.
Not that not ever, not only go and not make here. Therefore, that they can't take as a national because it's like take back.
Okay. It is.
It's not somehow mature.
Don't worry. It is also his choice to decide how to say, okay, this is the right person. I think, and all of that. It is still his choice to make assessment at the end of the day. What I expected you to do now is also to give him, points proving that P2B developed Anambra State or some of the claims that he is making and all of that. That's what I expected from you at the end of the day. If you really want to counter what he was saying, that's what is expected of you, sir.
Sir?
Yes, I'm saying that in case you want to counter everything he said, that is his own understanding. You are supposed to make your own case. But thank you so much for joining us. Let's hear from you now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello. Yes, welcome, my brother. How are you doing this evening?
I'm fine. My name is fine.
Please go on, sir.
I support the second caller.
Okay.
During the time of P2B. During the time of P2B was in about almost 13 years, did not conduct local government election. It was when he was to left on 13th of March before he just picked African members on the seat. You understand? After every other political party had 5 nomination from paid for answers, do campaign while permitting all the other parties that the election is going to transfer. But nothing was done. You understand? So, few times at least, he made a mistake at times. So now some people will be crying of making election, taking me out. Why do they that other people out? So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother. Let's hear from you. What is your take on all of this? Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Yes, welcome, my sister. No. Please go on, sir. Man, please. Yes.
I think I'm going to say
okay, why each web pussy a pin on the politicians on this side? On reason each will go now.
Like those better man as well as the career married to what they are. Can you find your phone? When you find your phone, a second man, I have to take yes. And I tell her what they are called. And I still see a lawyer to my country say to be over. Why would I put on where cost it? It's not then a cost. If I know it's the thing that they tell. If I never find your father, you never see any politician under the line and a talk. Whether if I need to go on a point on a boat and on a what they call night something there. On a fully gone to leg in. You see a lawyer and more there. And I'm so what so now I can do a full thing. Now, how they gonna have to have them? I put in there about that take care of the case. On a year, how much higher was high? I don't have the also. What would I just say? I just offer her. I will I not done and can I have there. And I think the thing is, I think of the do Gracia. It's not what you will say. It's no back here. They have one in a point, many a program. The very important. You know, that's so now. I think he put out a while. Yeah, I'll not give you a room. P2B to now, Nigeria, not to find a very easy. My name is Yokuno. I just spoke to you. I want to be already can get married to Korea. No. What do you say? 75 billion Napa and Anambra State. I only can't get out to go back to the and I think to be on my way and then I thought. I want to go because I want to be on phone and get a bit on our room. What you do? I can afford to take your work. October's government side is 1 trillion. You know, it's at 10 more. It's all 5 trillion cases to go. You can't want to go money. I can't come to the table. I ask of the city. What did you have to point something and lie? So that the old money have a pump will be either to them when you all of Nanamara. They can have to go. Now they must not anybody buy a go for Peter and Peter. Can you hear that you like here? Can you hear that you like here? What's money out? maka na ndị Igbo na 2023 Yoruba na Igbo ma Hausa tụrụ Peter Obi akwụkwọ abaghị agbaga mmụọ ya mmadụ fụrụ ya so na anyị nwabụ ndị Igbo sigoro na Peter Obi enweghị uru ọ bara ụmụadụ nwoke tere ekwu na ọ bara ya uru Peter Obi anyị ọma na-ele onwe ya onye bụ ihe m nwere isi n'okwu gị daalụ.
Okay, Dalo, my sister, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And then when it comes to the court case, you know, need describe and the court. Pull how much call the labor their court or DSS got both and the Kano court at the time. So anyway, came all challenges if I face it through that period. You have to go melon, but we just don't give it to them now. They are responsible for if a man. Let's hear from you right about now. Then there was never a reason given. You know, age will drop for these two individuals. It's just that no or reform, you know, reshuffle his, you know, legal team at the end of the day. Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello, brother.
Yes, good evening, my brother. Welcome. Yabaniru.
Kemgbe 1979 na kwuchiri ihe na-achị na ma ndị adị ma ndị Sudan maka enweta onye ojiwo mmadụ ya chi obodo a ihe a na-egwe ọrụ eto mgbe ekwenyesi ọrụ ike ya ihe meji ekwenyesi ike ya na ọgwụ ejiri tinye Naijiria ọgwụ ejiri ejiri ya igbo nsọ na aghụghọ ọtọkwa ihe na-aja pụta popu president Nigeria was the best president in America, best idea. Because now for Nigeria is for all.
Because now even the people also need a reform. They need to change because some things about the people too, right?
And
I'm coming because in key Kuzikita solution because near the pool Nigeria as a country in two things. It's in our Pope and all of that. Our solution here, here in actual solution to the country, in make the country them oh yeah, but the high of the beba. Elute Kwana and Kimbuli, I draw involved Nanka, and kind of whoever Mban, I had involved. Okay. Just is why I am in support of the separation. He had in support of unity. Nya kan na-ekwu na-ege m ntị ikwu corruption and ikwu ya bụ corruption on a very good day. We have to talk about okay the root of the corruption or idozieno by the people because na isikwa no anọdụ si differently otu isi wee anọdụ sikwa differently the set of people not quite differently as still corrupt people at the end of the day. So you are still doing the same thing of maybe in a change you know this is in there but the corrupt system is still there within them even as a separate people at the end of the day. So our interest is on united Nigeria, how to fix it. I have the idea, my brother. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all that we're talking about? Remember that we're also talking about Nnamdi Kanu, that he said he never gave any condition for his trial. Let's hear from you now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello,
yes, welcome, my brother.
Welcome.
Amen. You too, my brother. Welcome. Gabaniru. Yes. Mbano, even only make mistake when we do zoom people letter, don't make what better.
And I thought, so my mother, when you're not going to sit down, I mean, I used to put the people but too late after.
Okay.
I'm on a solid dollar and I thought, man, and I will cannot have following. I need to go now. I need to be enough.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Anyway, I need focus go there. I need focus the entire matter now. Ukunya Peter Obi about leadership or see new Nigeria possible with the right leaders. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother. Thank you. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? 07034 459334 or 07045 592210. Let's hear from you now. Hello. Yes, welcome, sir. Take him a number down. No, Emma.
We keep on fighting, attacking ourselves. I can't get in a more like I want to the Bible. I'm not going to the exception of Nigeria.
Okay. What about Agri Cinco? Okay. But okay, like estate to be properly to supposed to the man not gonna risk this. Yes, Iyoku with good leader. Man, at a time, one of the callers began to dissect it, saying that yes, it's a good statement, but Nanyama ada quantify Nyanwa as a good leader. Or Nyanwa Bonyoku, you have good leader. Yeah.
we are the enemy of ourselves. Look at somebody who knows, they were talking about the talker. Who's the video? What to do from every what the woman that one woman that everyone the letter of that talker is good at. But what from the eye for the governor from Akara? What from I was someone that is one million of them. I'm not computer to do one money for the Abriana car for all. What if I food?
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother. Let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello. Yes, welcome back, my brother.
Yes, I can come with some people will because
just look to follow Hanesa for Guinea Bissau. Yabanirusa. Inyele enough and get enough. Okay.
The minds of our own guy to my point, if we were I'm from Nigeria. From this most of them, thank God my brothers in our now on our life. I don't know what all them for man I do this loud. I just somebody they on. I don't know what all them for man and my I will go to government and support. If you do that person does not be done good, I will say let us present a capable leader, a leader that the whole world will see that this man is capable, this man can do it. Even when they only go with that to see to the telephone. Also capable. All the leaders of Nigeria know this. And the government, the government of Nigeria are not actually incapable. Never look at Nigeria, only I go to the number of cities in the whole of Nigeria or here. Or work about Nigeria to one of what they know that even
yes, but most of the callers will always tell you that okay, what is happening now? Since in a who now or onion care nothing why not be other one of the arguments the callers
I like that argument. The argument that one. Man, I don't know if you what you are most of course. What can I get Nigeria in the Lagos State? Only the internal revenue at Lagos State at 600 million. Another state at the same time with 200 million on that. In
Nakaniru.
Chris Robinson gets better. On that 2 years and 9 months, on 3 years to 400 million. Then it will be better under all 8 years. There are no only 100 million go with the 500 million for the whole of 8 years. Even only on the second level of 500 million order on the book. Lagos State, how much? One point are they generating today? River State Common of Bank now met 13 million naira internally revenue every month. Before 1 year, before already announced 27 million naira, 27 billion naira.
Okay.
27
billion naira, yes. Yes, I know. But these states will see different capacities and all. But now,
my brother is doing the wrong thing. I can never support him. That all is not knowing from me that the type of person I'm in a matter to bring Chris what else in the say, I will fight for him. Oh, yeah, the Anambra says, then I open up a day after come to. Then I got another thing. So that will do it. But I am not going to do you do not allow me to give movie for me people because now the one we teach you know just have to take
Then another thing you look into is that the statement was made and he didn't say. Onwelo ko suppose na statement and no nyanwa still. No good leaders. No horrible.
I acknowledge that like the statement is in order.
Yes, you did that.
Also, is to bring the right leader. All you can do the ball. So as that you the blue select. I also see I was thinking that you would do the same thing in the whole of Nigeria. Because people did not perform. That's why I do not want to recommend him, and I can never recommend him. He can never change. If only you, after what the next guys, that's what the meaning of Gregory. But not if you want me to convince you, I will convince you.
Anyway,
He can never change.
When you say the meaning of his name, you also be part of the entire thing. If we want, it's even beginning to get more personal. Nsogbu no, I achịkọta ya ba ka anyị nwee ike ka anyị nabata ndị ọzọ. Oh, nsogbu Washerman is the meaning of Gregory eziokwu, but that does not mean na nyanwa na asa ndị mmadụ brain or anything. Gregory, the meaning of Gregory is Washerman. No problem. Let's hear from others. Let's hear from others. When you come back, we'll continue the conversation. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Let me allow others to come in now. What do you have to say about all that we're talking about this evening? Hello. Yes, welcome, my brother.
This is Advantage from Mumbai.
Welcome, Advantage. Please go on, sir.
To me, I'm a good right reader who can only want that right reader. Because who will go what you do right reader, somebody who is righteous, somebody who can keep his word. Only our right reader.
Yes, a transparent, all of that.
That means on a Nigerian way, only where integrity. On a Nigerian way, only the right source. On a Nigerian way, only the only if we go to a couple of times, I did a boy, because that time, hello?
Yes, Obo follow program, and you know that most times my argument now about that the people in power we are produced by we, the people, all from us is what whatever. Because they don't get much because they don't want all young go engineer now, but don't want to have all who take it out of their bound. They won't see shit. I never we are not to find the right person. Let me the right who is that man God, who is that right? That means you put out who they would me now. You don't want all one on idea. You use the more genuine one they got don't want to go to go from by. They want man to guy after that one. So Nigeria especially starting to me what. When the man who will be sure we go down now, the man who better for the born as one of them, the man who will be sure we go down now. No matter what I go down, but we may have this or not go. You will not see the other or not think that is one. That's right. You don't know that I have for you. I know they have the line. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, the reforms they lie in Chanine. Everybody. Oh, I need to call them. I live all the time. I just, now let's go to some people.
Nigeria was the Nigerian mother and what is so good. Mother on a down or wherever it is of that. Even if the name of mother, what the mother attack will get down. You know who will you put on that village. Okay, mother. And I manage Jesus to get Jesus. Hello?
Yes, based on that, but still.
So go back for Nigeria. It's your unfortunate black bishop. Because I could also vision a woman or you don't have. And when I others are doing there, look at India.
Yes.
I don't put my thing up.
Okay.
Those black, and especially Nigeria, no vision. The only man is all compact, they go down, they go. I couldn't move to 300 million, 500 go get 50 billion, 100 billion, so. That man is getting a what 1 million, and I go again. They will hear also, the one here, they want vision now.
Okay.
What vision come out of America, and then all the possible.
So they
look at you look at Dubai. Dubai is for there now.
No problem. The reform de la Chinese to become better, to take action, so get more to call them within ourselves. Because not
look at the national miracle and something
Thank you so much, my brother. Can I focus back? I want people that will contribute to the happenings on our political space this evening as we are beginning to get to the spot where we'll call it a day. But we can take a few calls. Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Martin.
Good evening, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Welcome.
Yeah, I just got from Mufasa.
Please go on, sir.
Yeah. What I want to say is that I'll find
yes, if
yes, if to intend the money to get the right area for Anambra or one piece or the other. I supported them. No one had the other possible. There's an awful lot of ways to let the alpha determine there. And then, had your more to elect your the mother from that. Some of them because those who are for having or the talent when you go for sister. Before you get the motorized there, softly, there was someone to buy it. And I didn't know, and the snack. I supported the own idea, the one of what to go out of month. Then also, you who be able to have that kind of that's Oklahoma, yeah. So, let's say, Martin, for you, for example, open these people, no, about on them. Open the hammer, what is the person I walk, and let them go out one day. I don't know how to be terrorists, let's put it this way, while I'm there, which is good, and I'm walking. Look at the other state, not a part of the country, the 6 years ago. I have a set of what I did in the village of whoever. How to win the area of how I had to follow. There's no way people are. So if you land the region, not watching them together, I got none there and I support.
Anyway, but when it comes to the issue of Okuama killings at the time, I get to put facts about the happenings of Mofma before we also comment properly at the end of the day. Governor Oborowori is asking the military to vacate the place so that innocent citizens of the community will return for rehabilitation at the end of the day. Now, when it comes to that one.
It's very, very important because not demand so that the people will get back because until the night is back, they now know what to say or to do.
Okay.
Then the rest of the people like because of time. Here, but man, they can't keep.
Okay.
The parish said that the only the information, the people like more.
Also, the person means well, but not able to see I mean well.
Which means that
yes, like that was sensationalism in what he's saying, yeah. But
because I know what of my was in because I want against that. I support the but I don't say the past depending on only because I would not deny the night, but not
no demand. There demand for the trial, but he's giving those so that Judge Nelia keep prepare for the trial. That's what he's saying at the end of the day. But not all blown on a year as demand, no, it wouldn't be before or you have to go or be for the trial at the end of the day. All who knew.
But the open I never never shall I have and so you down to the or to vote case.
Okay.
Because and the president company supported him a political something.
There was a political solution, just the way Honorable Benjamin Kalusi Achopa for the political solution at the end of the day. We'll get to that. But Ebak, I check out about my brother on a time I used to. Thank you so much for calling. Yeah, hello, my brother. Yes. This is the spot where we begin to call it a day on this particular edition of Political Views on Airborne at the 103 Me. So that's why we are talking about all of this. And you should remember that political views come your way Monday. Once it's 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and then Saturday 10 o'clock a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So keep a date and don't touch the dial of Ebon at the 103.5 FM. Once is 6 o'clock this evening, immediately after Angelus, there will be news. Till we meet again, I remain Martin Ifan Shuku Ekeze. Have a wonderful evening.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. It's Martin Ifan Shuku Ekeze every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. Check out this book, Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifan Shuku. It's on Amazon.com. All right, you're up.
This just in. DJ Khaled is on the run. I repeat, he is on the run.
Oh, yeah, nah,
Khaled is wanted by an evil assailant group affiliated with